is, I've gotten a lot of people who've come to me through him. They've seen the videos, they followed up, found out, oh my God, there's this therapeutic approach, and oh, here's this guy who seems different than the Kundalini yoga teachers who are on that page. He seems like I can relate to him, so they call me up, and they're for the express purpose of tracking down that root cause of their trauma. So they already come with this limited, backwards looking mindset. Uh, and I have to disillusion them of the idea that, within a few minutes we can track it down and we can uproot uh, the source of the trauma, because that's what they've seen played out on stages, and so that's the expectation they have. And that once they identify it, okay, I'm going to be done with it and I'm not going to be triggered again and my life is going to be better. I'm going to be a more calm and compassionate person, like I see modeled by the person on stage selling the method. So, again, I've written a lot about this. It's a big problem. So short answer is no, I don't think it's helpful to bring this into the plant medicine space. It's too narrow and reductive. And psychedelics, to me, have the potential to open and expand, like to do that outgrowing of our problems, like to quote back to Jung. For me, that's really been, that's what I learned through my own healing process. It was about deepening my capacity to tolerate all of those things I mentioned before, the ambivalence, the ambiguity, the not knowing, the anxieties of life, of existential uncertainty, all of that. Being able to tolerate that because I've expanded my worldview, my view of myself and my relationship to the world. Um, yeah. So that's much different than focusing in on one particular event that happened in your life that has like led to all of these troubles, whether it's depression, anxiety, addiction, the physical illness. All of these things he's attributing to have their root cause in childhood trauma. And look, if it's not just your childhood trauma, then it's your mother's trauma or it's your grandparents' trauma. We get into this idea of ancestral trauma. And that gets really close to kind of, new age reincarnation and past life ideas. And so his kind of metaphysics are really fuzzy. You know, one of my mentors, Stephen Jenkinson, calls it the disorganized religion of the non-aligned.
I like that. The
I,
disorganized religion of the non-aligned. The religion that is not a religion is another good term for it.
yeah, yeah,
Do you have
yeah.
any
So
thoughts on
anyway,
Right.
that, Adam? That was great, Brian. Thank you.
The chicken and the egg. It's difficult to pinpoint what led to what. But I think what's happening nowadays is that we're in a cultural momentum where the trauma narrative has become so entrenched in psychedelic work that it's almost inseparable. Hence Brian's very good term, traumadelic culture, which I think very much encapsulates exactly this phenomenon. And I think, again, like Gabor Mate has been a driving motor beyond that. So again, like the chicken and the egg, but um, it's hit and miss. And I think for every hit, there's a few misses that are problematic in different ways. I think, the first problem with misses is exactly what Brian said, right? Like those manufactured epiphanies. And what happens when, the narrative that we're being sold about what psychedelics are for and what ayahuasca work is for is based on childhood trauma. And then that becomes kind of like our focus. And we orient every experience that we have towards that. And then, there's a few things that can happen. The first thing is like we can actually uncover some important real thing that happened to us that can provide like a real momentum of epiphany for healing and so on and so forth. But I think I don't think those are the norms. I think those are actually the few instances where actually there's something there that is real. I think for the most part, there's two things that happen. Either one, right? Like this is something that I've dealt with a lot facilitating is a person will go to ceremony and have this incredible experience of unity and bliss and exploration of realms of sentience or whatever the fuck, that experience is for like. And then, they're, kind of processing that incredible, uncanny thing that happened, but then the next morning they're disappointed. Right? And they're like, well, I mean, you just shared, this incredible journey that you had into this kind of, realms of awe and mystery and something. Yeah, but I didn't tap into my trauma, right? I didn't get what I wanted because I wanted to uncover the deeper roots of my trauma. That's what I was told that I should be doing, and I didn't do that, so I'm disappointed, even though I had probably what was one of the most significant experiences in my life. I'm still disappointed, and then I will go through 5 ceremonies or 6 ceremonies, and the whole workshop, I'm not gonna get what I wanted because what I came here for is to uncover the deeper root of my trauma because I was told that that's the only source of all my adult dysfunction, and then I'm gonna go home feeling disappointed and not getting what I came here. Hey, this is a situation that is absurd and is ridiculous, but sadly, it's not uncommon.